Since Java is an object-oriented language, we want to use good object-oriented techniques when we build our programs. Remember that one of the things we talked about is that when you consume an object or when you use an object, you want to be able to think more about the what of what you're doing, not the how of what you're doing. And so an important idea in there is that as we build our objects, the internal representation of those objects should generally be hidden. Right? The user of an object shouldn't have to know a whole lot about the way that object is built. And so the idea of hiding this internal representation is an idea we call encapsulation. And in Java, the way we achieve encapsulation is by using access modifiers. Let's look at some of the most basic access modifiers. Now, the most basic access modifier at all is to have no access modifier. And in fact, that's what we've been doing up until now. If a class or a class member does not have an access modifier on it, then it's considered what we call package private, only usable within its own package. We'll talk more about that one later in the course when we spend more time on packages. Now, one of the ones we commonly see is the public access modifier. And if a class or a class member is marked as public, that means it can just be used anywhere at all in the program. And the last one we're going to talk about for now is one called private. If a class member is marked as private, it's only accessible from within the class where it's declared. Now, top-level classes, the kind of classes that we're working with right now, cannot use the private access modifier. A little later in the course, we'll talk about some scenarios with nested classes where we can use the private access modifier.